All right, very good evening to all of you. So, in this particular video, I'm going to talk about career options in chemistry, right? And particularly, I'll be focusing on non-traditional aspects because traditional careers in chemistry we already are well aware of, right? Though I would be highlighting what are the traditional, careers in chemistry, but most importantly, we'll be focusing on the non-traditional aspects in chemistry, right? This is going to be a very we can say well researched video, and I have taken some inputs from your ACS webinar which happened recently, the American Chemical Society webinar, where they had highlighted the various career options in chemistry, right? So I have also planned that there are many of my friends and colleagues who have uh, got into jobs in the industry, right? Particularly traditional, non-traditional, both. So what I have thought is to give a better insight into what are the job aspects, what kind of skills do you need for a particular job. I have thought that maybe I'll take their interviews or maybe do a webinar with them, record it and post it on this channel so that you have a good idea as to what are the working environments, what kind of work you need to do, so that you're better prepared when you're applying for those jobs, right? So let's look into the careers that we have. So when we talk about careers, there are three kinds of careers. Basically, one is you want to make something in the field of science, like you want to do something in the field of science. Then we have there are some in fact there are a lot of students, right, who have been pushed into science, right? Really didn't want to get into science, and now they're looking for a career outside science. But on the other hand, they have this dilemma that if, like for example, if somebody has studied BSc and MSc, so they have devoted 5 years of their um, life into the field of science, so they do not want to waste that knowledge. So in the non-science careers, it is not like you don't have to use science at all, but it will be a combination of science and some other knowledge or skill set that you will require, right? So I'm going to talk about those job opportunities as well. There are many more job opportunities that than what I have listed over here. So like these are some of the job opportunities, and I'll be discussing them in detail. And then in science, you have basically three main aspects. One is research, one is the second is teaching, and then one is subject matter expert. So I'll be briefly be going through these as well, right? And then the third aspect that we have is government jobs. It could be related to science, it could be non-science as well, like for example banking jobs. You could work as a you can try for UPSC, SSC examinations, or you could also go for defense examinations, and then the other exams like BARC, ONGC, the public sector undertakings. So these are very well known by all of you. Now let's talk about the non-traditional careers in chemistry, right? So the first one that many of you would not have heard about is product stewardship, right? And in fact, I was looking through the job opportunities for product stewardship in India, and I found that Clarion Chemicals has just posted 12 days ago for freshers in MSc chemistry a job in product stewardship, right? So what exactly is product stewardship is basically you have to see the regulatory compliance, right? What that means is that, for example, whenever you are going through a chemical process, right, there's some waste materials generated, or in that process you are using certain chemicals. So you have to see the process or the product that you are making, is it following the regulatory laws, like whatever regulatory laws are being assigned by the government of that particular country. So when we are talking about India, whatever the regulatory authorities of India have mentioned, are the processes that we are following, are they really like regulatory compliant or not, right? Then you have to write about the products, you have to write about the processes, right? So you need to know about regulatory laws. What are the laws for making chemicals? What kind of chemicals are banned? So this is the kind of job that is basically product stewardship. And like there are many opportunities in this field, and Clarion Chemicals, like I said, 12 days ago had posted a job for freshers in MSc chemistry. So this is one particular field that you need some scientific knowledge, but according, like along with that, you need some knowledge about the regulatory laws, right? So this is one field that you can work in, and over here you need good writing skills as well, because you will be writing the regulatory laws, what kind of like how the industry is following those regulatory laws. So you'll have to write about the processes as well, right? So if you have good interest in if you have good writing skills, then definitely you could try for this particular job, right? This job is the most you can say well paying and in high demand, the IP analyst job, right? So what exactly is IP analyst? It is basically intellectual like basically someone who deals with intellectual properties, patent laws, basically, right? Now there is some misconception among a lot of you that for to be a IP analyst you need to be a advocate. That means you need a LLB degree. That is not true, okay? IP, like patent attorney is different and patent agent is different, right? So for patent agent, the most important criteria is that you should have a degree in science or engineering, right? Whereas attorney is basically dealing with the law. Now what exactly is the job of a IP analyst or a patent agent, right? So what they do is basically they write patents, and they should have some laws, they should have a good knowledge about the patent laws, right? So a patent attorney basically can, you can say, can challenge a particular patent, but the writing part is done by a patent agent, right? So the IP analyst or a patent agent basically does the job of writing patents, right? An IP analyst can also be someone who basically fetches out the what are the patent laws, or what exactly are the patents that are there in the market. So basically that is also a job of a IP analyst, to analyze the different patents that are there in the market, and then sometimes to also to write patents and file them, right? So for this IP analyst, you just need a degree in science, which I'm sure that since you are either in BSc chemistry or MSc chemistry, you are definitely eligible for IP analyst. But one thing that you need to do is you need to give the government exam. There's an exam for becoming a patent agent. So you can check it out, patent agent examination. You need to clear that examination to become an IP analyst. Now, why this job is particularly very important for all of you is that for those of you who want a non-traditional career in chemistry, because this is the only field where you require scientific knowledge, right? Basic scientific knowledge, because you'll have to interpret what the patent laws are, and then what are the, so you need to focus on the law, on the basically law also. So you need some you can say experience about the laws or in patent laws, right? So you need some legal you can say knowledge as well. Along with that, you need technical knowledge as well. So this is the only field that is testing your technical knowledge, and you need a knowledge of basically legal knowledge as well. So if you somehow get some expertise in this field, you have immense career growth. And these days, more and more companies are going to come in India or going to open up in India, and they would require IP analysts, because filing of patents is very important from an industrial perspective, right? Now what you can do is, after maybe you can clear the patent examination, you can do a PG diploma in intellectual property right laws and gain some experience, and then apply for the industries, right? So you can explore this field. This is very important, right? Then I, like I said, writing patents and editing manuscripts. So one of these companies, one of my friends is already working over here, Cactus Communication. So what they do is basically they help, for example, there are some countries where the language in which they write is like their you can say mother tongue, or they don't have authentic knowledge of English, right? So what happens over there, they have difficulty in writing manuscripts, in writing research articles, right? So what they do is they basically present their data to this company or any other such company which basically deals in editing and editing manuscripts or writing patents. And what they do, they basically give them that data, and these people, the employees working in this company, they basically write the manuscripts for them based on the data. So again, over here you need good writing skills, and along with that you need some scientific knowledge as well, right? So this is also one of the non-traditional careers. Then what we have next is application scientist, right? So what exactly is an application scientist? So basically someone who commercializes a you can say a scientific product. Okay, for example, let's say I develop a software, right? Now I'm not a marketing person, so I don't know how do I sell that software. Let's say I develop a software, like for example, for drawing chemical structures, right? Now I don't have knowledge of how will I get this product into the market, how will I commercialize it, right? So this is where the application scientist comes into the picture, who does the marketing with the technical knowledge, right? So for example, if I have a scientific product and I want to sell it to a scientist, right, you need to have some, you need to do marketing, as well as you need to have some technical knowledge about the field also. Like if you're not able to explain what the software does, then how will you be able to sell it, right? So our application scientist is basically for that purpose, that marketing plus the technical knowledge, right? They require both, because to talk to a scientist you need to have some technical knowledge as well to sell it to a scientist, right? So marketing with technical knowledge is application scientist. Over here also, after your BSc MSc, you might do a diploma in management, and then maybe you can apply for jobs of application scientist. Then the next job that we have in non-traditional careers is market research. One of the companies that hires people in this field is Telerix, right? So I had been given a job opportunity by this company. This is based in Jaipur, right? And they offered a good package as well, right? Initial for starters. And what their basically job is, what the job you have to do over here in market research is, basically you have to mine the data. Like for example, there are so many patents that are filed every day, right? So you have to keep a record of the patents. For example, a company approaches Telerix and they say that we want to file a patent in this particular field, and we want to check before filing that whether there has been any patents in that field, or is there any scope of or any scope of improvement in those patents, right? So basically, find doing research, and for doing market research, what are the patents that have been filed, or what are the trends, right? What basically are the trends in the market, which kind of you can say process is more in demand, right? So these kind of things basically. Over here also you need technical knowledge, because you'll have to do research from a scientific point of view, right? For example, if you're doing research in chemistry, you're trying to find the different processes that have been developed till now for a particular molecule, right, which have been patented. So you need to have some idea that what is the process, what are the chemicals that have been used. So if we are using some new chemical, would that basically violate the patent, or whether it will not violate the patent. So these are the things that you need to do as a market research analyst in the field of chemistry, right? Then the next thing that we have is an open innovation scientist. So what this is actually still not a big thing in India, right? And it will take some time to become a big thing. So open innovation scientists, what they do is basically, for example, in a company, the resources are not there. For small companies, for example, there are not enough resources to conduct or execute a particular job. So what the job of the open innovation scientist is to look for opportunities outside the company, right? For example, to make relationships with other institutes, for example, to make relationships with government institutes, right? For example, you collaborate with CSR, you are working in a company but you don't have the facilities, whereas CSR has those facilities. So the open innovation scientist helps in collaborating with other institutes, so that that job can be done in collaboration, right? The next thing that we have is data scientists. For data scientists, as the name suggests, and a lot of experts, in fact a lot of senior company executives whom I have spoken with, they have told me that data is the next big thing, right? Whoever has more data about a particular field, um, they would basically everything would be in their hands, right? So data scientist is a very important job opportunity. Over here you need to have a lot of knowledge about programming, okay, for data scientists, because you have to extract important resourceful data from a lot of millions and even trillions of, you can say, data points. You have to extract the critical data. So you need a good knowledge about coding and various other softwares related to programming languages, right? So this is also one opportunity that you have. So these are some of the non-traditional careers that you can pursue in the field of like after doing your MSc or BSc in chemistry. And like as you can see from the kind of job role that I have highlighted, you don't need critical or core chemistry skills, right? You need a bit of scientific skills. Along with that, you need more of the other skill which would help you ace in that particular career, right, or that particular job. Then, if I talk about traditional careers, we have faculty or lecturer, which is the most common, traditional career that we have in chemistry. Then the next is coaching slash mentoring for entrance exams. Basically, working in coaching institutes like FITG, or coaching which is giving coaching for CSR, like that. Then we have research scientist in government institutes, for example, DRDO, CSIR, right? So the research scientist is there. Then research scientist in industry. Now a lot of my friends and juniors are working as research scientists in industry. So what I have thought is, like I earlier also stated, that I'll be doing a webinar where I will highlight that what is the job role and how you can get a job for a research scientist. So I think that would be very helpful to you, right? And over here, mostly you are dealing with synthesis. It could be anything. If you're working in a polymer company, then you'll be dealing with synthesis of polymers. If you're working in a medicinal chemistry or a pharmaceutical company, then you'll be working, or you would be basically synthesizing organic molecules. So obviously you need experience in organic chemistry. So it depends on what kind of company you're joining, right? So from company to company it will depend. So if you're done MSc in polymers, and you have some research experience in polymer field, then obviously you'll try to apply for a company which deals in adhesives, right? Because mostly, or paints, so, or some other company which deals with polymers, right? Then we have analytical scientists. So over here, analytical scientists are mainly, their roles are there in the field of pharmaceutical industry. Over here you need to have very sound knowledge of instrumentation. So if you're someone who doesn't like synthesis but who is fond of instruments, right? So you need to have very strong knowledge of how to operate instruments and how those instruments work out. So analytical scientist is also one opportunity. Now for those of you who are interested in quantum mechanics, computational scientist is a very upcoming field, right? And if you have some extra knowledge about, apart from quantum mechanics, thermodynamics, kinetics, you also have knowledge about, let's say, some programming languages like Python, which could be used in machine learning and artificial intelligence. Then this is actually a very good opportunity. So don't feel shy that if you are in the field of theoretical chemistry that you don't have opportunities. Computational scientist is a very good opportunity, and it's going to be a very big thing. It's even a big thing now as well, but it will basically grow in the future as well, right? For example, how you can use computational knowledge in the field of research scientists also, like in the field of synthesis also, right? So some industries will start hiring computational scientists so that they can improvise their synthetic route as well, right? Nowadays you can do, you can do artificial synthesis, like you can find out through simulations that what kind of pathway will be more favorable or more economically favorable than the other pathway, right? So that also you can do through computational science. And then at the last we have subject matter expert. Let's say you want to pursue a field in chemistry only, but you don't have very good communication skills, or you don't feel that you are not very you can say fond of communicating or interacting with a lot of students, right? So what you can do is become a subject matter expert. So over here what you need to do is make question papers, or write, give assignments, or write, you can say, like for example, you will see some coaching institutes, they give written material. So the subject matter experts basically writes those materials, right? So over here you don't have to deal with the students, you just have to make questions and make the content basically for the particular industry or institute whichever you're working for, right? Then there's also one more field, that is the field of scientific communication. And if in fact this is also an upcoming field, so you can also look into the field of scientific communication, where basically what you have to do, your job role is to inspire or to motivate students to take up a career in chemistry, right? So there are very creative and innovative ways by which you can motivate and inspire students. So even scientific communication is a very upcoming field which will definitely be growing in the future as well. So anyway, these are the certain fields or certain careers in chemistry that you can pursue. And like I said, I'll definitely keep in mind, and I'll prioritize to have a webinar with people from different fields in non-traditional and traditional careers in chemistry, which can guide you basically as to how you can join those institutes, and what is the job role, and what kind of things they are they look into, and what kind of skills do you need to develop in order to ace in that field, right? So anyway, like I said, I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please give this video a big like, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, right? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Hey guys, so I'm a verified educator on Unacademy, and along with that I'm also available on the Unacademy Plus platform, where I'm taking live classes along with other educators. So in case you're interested in attending the live classes, you can subscribe to the Unacademy Plus platform using my referral code, that is SETHI, and that will give you 10% discount. Alright, and in case you're not interested in attending the live classes, you can watch the free courses that are available on the Unacademy. For that, all you need to do is go to the Unacademy website or download the Unacademy learning app and search my name over there, that is ACT. Once you do that, you will get the access to all the free courses that are available on the Unacademy platform. Alright, now let's begin with the video.